Welcome back, folks. We are here at the Club Cañas Gordas, Cali in Colombia. Gary Mazeroff, Rick Glaisdale, Tim Baghurst. This is the boys 18 quarterfinals. Adam Manilla from Denver area, Colorado in the USA, serving to Mario Mercado from Cochabamba in Colombia. It's 0 serving 2. And we have a skip call by the official, Fabian Torres from Cali here in Colombia. 1 serving 2, Manilla. Drive left. Short serve, second serve. For the half Z left side. Mario saves it off the back. Saves another one, and that should be a point in favor of Manilla. Avoidable hinder, failure to move. Tim, welcome back after your hiatus.
Thanks.
This is our third match today, 3 of probably 4. And what are your impressions of the event in general, Tim? What are your impressions of the event in general? This is our 5th day.
You know, this is my first juniors, and I've been to the seniors a couple of times, and 2 things have really struck me. One is the quality of play all the way through the ages, and the second is that so many of these players I recognize from their appearance at the World Championships. And so that's a good sign for things to come as they progress through, and we've seen players here who've been at the World Championships once or twice already.
Case in point, Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, and Costa Rica.
Guatemala.
And Guatemala, yes. Typically the Latin countries were developing countries. Now we call them developed countries. So their elite players are still young. They're maybe into their mid-20s, maybe. Whereas some of the other countries, let's forget Europe, let's forget Asia, but including the U.S., they better watch out because their strong players are getting into the 30s and sometimes even their early 40s. And everything being equal, the older player is not going to be able to compete with the younger.
Yeah, it's the strength and depth that we've seen in some of these countries where we're seeing them in the semis and finals consistently. And it's not the one-off, a country got in one final. We're going to see some of these countries, Mexico, Bolivia, maybe Costa Rica, coming in and really representing strongly in these finals throughout the age divisions in both genders.
Yes, because 10 to 20 years ago, they were a second and third tier country. Now they're the top tier. Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. historically were the top tier, and that's changing. So we're back in the game. Mercado from Bolivia is serving 5-2. Game 1, boys 18 quarterfinals. Let's see how the stats come into play. Tim Baghurst, our statistician. First 2 matches for sure. Both losers were in the games for a while, and then unforced errors took over, and they lost handily.
One of the interesting statistics is that, in general, 10% of the population are left-handed. But we've only seen just a handful of players here play left-handed. The vast majority, probably 95%, are right-handed. And so playing a left-handed player kind of puts an interesting dynamic on this match because you don't see them that often.
Well thought. Neat point from the sports psychologist, Tim Baghurst, who's a professor in the Department of Sports Science and Kinesiology at Oklahoma State University, Stillwater. So Manilla has tied the score at 5, game 1. He resides in the Denver area, Colorado. And Mercado from Cochabamba in Bolivia. And we're back. Club Cañas Gordas, Santiago de Cali in Colombia. Cali is the third largest city in Colombia. Second largest is Medellin. First largest is the capital, Bogota. Better part of 10 million. Cali has a little more than 2 million people. And I'm here with Mazarov here with Rick Glazebrook and Tim Baghurst, our statistician. So we're tied at 5, Tim. Game 1.
Well, here's what I want to know. We're at 5-5. I want to know your pick for this match.
I can't do that. I have to be value neutral, my friend. I'll do that off camera.
I think that's called sitting on the fence.
Well, it's okay. That's why they pay me a large sum of money to do this.
Well, we're seeing drive serves consistently, and if you were listening earlier, it was incredibly humid and sweaty.
Yeah.
Players were, and us, were extremely hot, but we've got rain right now, which is really cool temperatures, which probably suits the U.S. more than Bolivia, who are probably more used to the humid conditions.
Especially in Santa Cruz, down in the Jungla. I will say this, forget the seating coming in. Everything's equal right now. They're on the international stage. See how the pressure folds or doesn't or unfolds. Manilla has his coach Nick Maltombano on his side. Bolivia unfortunately does not have an official coach here except for Moscoso, and he's primarily with this kid, Conrado. So that may come into play. What do you think as a sports psychologist? Bolivia doesn't have a coach here. U.S. does. As a sports psychologist, these guys are pretty even.
Well, that's an interesting question, and I think a lot has to do with the age and experience of the player. A lot of these guys have been playing since they were 4 or 5 years old and have played, hundreds of matches, and in many ways should be able to figure out what to do themselves. And we're watching the U.S. coach right now, and some coaches are very emotional and provide direction every point, and some kind of keep it quiet and just let the kids play. And Nick Maltabano here is pretty much just letting them play and figure it out, and then during a timeout there's a conversation.
Well, Nick is tranquil right now, and if and when a questionable call occurs, that tranquility will change drastically.
I guess the advantage of having a coach is maybe issues with the rules or clarification with the referee, things like that. There's certainly that opportunity there where a coach can have a conversation with the referee and say, why did this occur, or why did you make this decision, or you should appeal this. And the Bolivians obviously don't have that opportunity.
Correct.
So they're relying on their players or fans to kind of make those judgments.
And Mario has been an informal coach for the younger set of players from Bolivia at this event, so that should help him. Game 1 in progress at Manilla. USA 6, Mario Mercado, Bolivia 5. Referee, Fabian Torres. He lives here locally in Cali. One of the official IRF referees. Pass left side, Manilla. 6 serving 6. Both players trying to extend their singles play tomorrow in the semis. Second serve. Backhand down the line, cross into the corner, left up pinch, reverse, and backhand pinch, reverse pinch right side by Adam. 7-6, 7-6. Goes down the line. He called it short. It's a tough call. From over here, it looked good, but he's quite frankly, he's screened out from his vantage point. Hope the folks at home appreciate production, high quality production from our producer, Rick Glazebrook, and working with the IRT network, the IRF network,
well,
ENET.
That return there was a good example of controlling your shot rather than just hitting it as hard as you can. And you see as we go up through the age groups, there gets to be a much better shot selection and the ability to keep the ball down.
More cerebral integration of events here. Case in point, yesterday the 16 doubles between Canada and Dominican Republic.
It's quite a match, wasn't it?
Excellent match. A lot of energy. I'm confident. We didn't know where the ball was going most of the time, but a lot of long rallies and athleticism, and it was about an hour-and-a-half match.
It was.
Won in a tiebreaker by Canada. Great win for Canada.
Yeah, and that's an example of, two teams who were willing to say, I'm not going to lose the point. And so there were a lot of rallies that were very lengthy, and both teams were pretty worn out. And I think we as referees were too.
Yes. I think he called a pantalla screen, so it's second serve. Mercado serving. Sacando. Mercado. 8-7, yes. 8-7. Splat winner. Well, you were there in spirit.
I certainly
Espiritu
was.
estabas.
And I'm delighted to be here. It's been a great event, and it's neat to see so many kids coming out and playing, and even not necessarily representing their team for points, but still coming and representing their team in the other tournament. And even then, the quality of play is still good. The tears still flow, even from the players. We won't mention the parents, but everybody wants to win, and so it means a lot to these kids to represent their country.
That being said, we want to recognize the parents because they're putting a lot of energy and expense and time into their kids and the events. Because I'm a gringo and I live in the States, I'm more privy to the U.S. team and what's going on there, and there are a few sets of parents that are here, probably 4, 5, 6, 8 times they followed their kids to this event, and it's a heck of an endeavor. Really, a lot goes into participating, so thank you, folks. So the final shot was called good by Fabian Torres. Adam Manilla coming in to serve. Tied at 9. Empate, 9 puntos. Cross court to the forehand. Pinch winner, left side. Manilla. 10-9. Forges ahead by a point. Players are vying for a position in the semis tomorrow in the medalla round. Ronda medalla. Medal round.
Now would be a good time for a timeout, I think.
Yes. That was a great serve. Nobody would get to that. Nobody. 11-9, Manilla. Comes left side. Short, second serve. Goes back with that half Z. Left side, back wall. Set up, takes the forehand. Notice how Mercado prepped for the pitch.
Yeah, he knew what was coming with that one. He'd seen it too many times. That was great anticipation.
Las tendencias de los jugadores, tendencies. So, oftentimes, folks, especially those of you new to the game, it takes a game to feel out another player. Well, these guys have probably played many times, and they know what's likely to come. So Mercado was standing right center waiting for that pinch. We'll be back to Cali. We're back. So Mercado took another timeout, or who took that one?
Sorry.
Okay, trying to find out who took that second timeout of the game.
I think Bolivia took a timeout.
It was Bolivia. So
9 serving 11.
The coach for Mercado himself, he took his second of 3 allowed timeouts in first 2 games. You're entitled to 3, tiebreaker 2. 9-11, drive left, right, left up, and avoidable hinder. Falló para mover. Failure to move, avoidable hinder.
No complaints there from the Bolivian.
Not at all. 11-9, first game. Boys 18 singles, World Cup division. Asking for a hinder. Fabian Torres, the official, says, yes, I agree. First serve. Once the rally begins, any previous false serve is nullified. It reverts back to first serve if it is second serve.
It's a great get. He certainly earned that one. Both players playing very well. We're seeing very few skips, aren't we?
Yes. So side out, Mercado serving, 9-11. At that time he deviated, went to the right side. The previous time he come to the forehand. Let's see what type of defensive serve he's going to give him. High lob left. Right to Adams' forehand. Pinch winner. Left side. Point number 10 earned by Mercado. Mercado lives in Cochabamba, about 7,500 feet up. Manilla lives in the Denver area.
So this is where we see
5,500 feet up.
This is where we see how he responds. He thinks he got it. He thinks he's got a bad call. How is he going to play?
He's tuned in. I'm confident it won't affect him. We'll see what happens. Second serve, 10-11. Goes back with the nick. Great response by Adam.
Good response, yeah.
U.S. team is joined now by Cheryl Godinez, who joins Nick Montalbano over here. Buen provecho, Cheryl. Great exchange there, Tim. Great exchange. Quick hands, quick feet. Racket prep. 1, 2, 3, 4, winner.
10 serves 11?
Yes, sir.
Another thing I've been really impressed with here is the attitude of the players. We've seen very, very few complaints from the players or disagreements. Most of them just turn around and get on and play with it, and it's good to see, and look forward to seeing that transition into the seniors as well.
I'll add to that the mix of coaching staffs as well. We haven't had any issues.
Coaches have been fantastic this week. Do you credit that a lot to the fact that the IRF now has referees refereeing all the matches?
It's huge, absolutely huge. Not only referee for all matches, but most of them are very talented. We're still going, we're experiencing the learning curve. Everybody can improve, everybody,
sure.
Even the higher tier. Same with players. And so this year's better than last year's better than the previous, and next year will be better than
one of the great things about having the referees here is that they are not allowed to really represent their country in any way. They have to kind of have that neutrality, whereby they're not allowed to coach, even though they want to, even though you see they want to. They've got to be that neutral. I can't talk to those players. I can't give them tips right now because, I'm a referee.
We're all under the international racquetball flag. We're not under the flag under which we live. That's huge. We have to be as value neutral as possible.
So, Gary, talk a little bit about these floors because they're a little different to your traditional racquetball court.
These floors don't have any urethane on them. So they sand them, they paint them, and they're treated. But by and large, moisture is absorbed quickly. And one has had the opportunity to watch the pros, primarily the pros and high open level players and other level players as well. A lot of diving goes on, a lot of moisture gets on the floor, and in addition to the 3 allotted timeouts in 15-point games, we have an unlimited amount of towel timeouts. And quite frankly, for the fans and people new to the game, it becomes boring and overkill. If you watch squash, point ends, people get up there, they serve the ball. We, International Racquetball, are doing everything we can to train the referees to eliminate delays. And one of the delays has been after points are over and when the next point begins. Now, this is apart from normal timeouts. By the way, for our viewing audience, the International Racquetball Federation rule says a typical timeout is for 1 minute. U.S. rules, 30 seconds. So it behooves all of the referees to make sure it's 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Same in USA, that 30 seconds don't turn into a minute and a half.
And one of the neat things that we've got here are the tablets that we use to keep score. And that certainly allows, the tablets are wirelessly transmitted to a monitor above the court. And so it allows the players, it allows the fans to monitor timeouts, time of match, what the score is, how many appeals, timeouts, and so on. So it makes it very easy rather than, hey, ref, what's the score, or how many appeals are left, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And that certainly improved things as well.
Creates a more professional environment. And unfortunately, including the recent past, racquetball has not been looked at as a professional discipline. That's changing. More people are now able to make a living, whether they're a player or a delegate or a coach or a promoter of the game, a vendor, instructor, what have you. Welcome back, folks. We have a delay here. The score is 12-11 in favor of Mercado from Bolivia over Adam Manilla from the United States. There's a delay. We're trying to secure 2 professional lines people to assist Fabian Torres, the head referee from Colombia. And we'll inform you when that happens. In the meantime, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. Folks, Club Cañas Gordas in Cali. We're here with the boys 18 quarterfinals. Mario Mercado, Cochabamba, Bolivia, contra Adam Manilla, Denver, Los Estados Unidos, Estado de Colorado. Gary Mazeroff with our statistician, Tim Baghurst, and our producer is Rick Glazebrook. It's game 1. We had a delay there because both players requested lines people, professional lines people. We got Salma from Costa Rica, and we have Cullen from Canada as our lines people to assist with the officiating from Fabian Torres from Colombia. Tim, your thoughts?
Yeah, just a clarification on the lines people. It's probably a good move. The game's really tight. One decision could go one way or the other. Referees aren't perfect. They make mistakes. And so the lines people kind of take the pressure off the referee, but also provide some confidence to the players that the decision made is going to be a right one. One of the caveats to that is the lines judges cannot be of the same nationality as the players, but also of the referee, to have that impartiality. And so that is one of those little rules, which again helps to make sure that the refereeing is consistent and fair.
That was game point number 1 in favor of Mercado. He skipped it in. Gives Manilla a chance to come back and do something here. 11-14, 11 sirve a 14, primer set. Falta, segundo servicio, second serve. Forehand winner, cross court by Manilla, 12-14.
Not a drive serve. That's interesting.
Two bounces. Mercado, game point number 2. He's been serving primarily drives right and left.
I don't think nothing's going to change here.
Just depends on the side. Goes right side, short. Look to see if Manilla comes up to short hop it. He takes it out of the air and splats it. Not a great serve by Mercado. So
yeah, I find it interesting that he's serving to his forehand quite a lot.
Pinch, reverse, forehand by Manilla. After back wall save, took it out of the air. Had the presence of mind to end the rally from mid-court, 13-14.
Forehand does seem to be his strength.
Pressure's on Mercado now. Back wall. Back wall.
Oh, wow.
Deep
Crack
court
ball.
crack, yes. So now we go to game point number 3.
Number 3, right. Are we going to see another short serve?
No, we see a timeout.
A timeout.
So Mercado, as a coach, coaching himself here, has used all 3 of his timeouts.
Which we would suggest is a good thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your thoughts on this match? I'm talking to our buddy Rick, and Rick is mute. He's smiling, however. Well, let's go over a few of the anecdotes here. 26th World Junior Championships. This is the first time in Cali, in Colombia. This club and Cali has held many international events. First time for juniors. One of the reasons it secured the juniors, because they built 2 new courts. The government built 2 new courts for the World Games, which were held here at this location last year, 2013. The World Games is a non-Olympic year festival of sports. There were about 30 sports represented, including racquetball. We'll touch upon this theme a little bit later. In the meantime, Mercado's coming in to serve. Game point number 3.
So it looks like he's going to switch to oh no, we're back to a drive serve. No change there. He's probably just hoping for an ace.
Goes with the Z. Set up. Wow, great response by Manilla.
It's great hustle.
Should also mind to get there and lower that racket and tap the ball into the corner. Takes the forehand. Try to reverse it. Errant shot. Checking the ball, see if it's broken. And the answer is no. So now we have game point number 1 for Adam. Goes back to the half Z.
Wow.
What a great response.
Shot. That's quite a shot to take on game point.
Out of the pressure cooker. Game point number 4. Game 1.
Should also mention behind us we've got the other boys singles going on between Mexico and Bolivia, which is also well attended.
Yes. Set up. Left up. Back wall save. Manilla forehand.
Replay.
He's calling a forehand. Excuse me, he's calling a hinder as Manilla was setting up for a forehand. There was contact.
That's the correct call.
And he stopped play, yes. Game point number 5. Short serve right side. See if he goes left here.
He's consistently tried that.
to the backhand. Doesn't look like it. Back to the nick.
Nope.
Nice serve. Save. So the call by the referee is good shot.
I think
and
one
there's
agreed.
No appeal, or there was an appeal, and the call stood. Now before we sign off, come back. International racquetball rules are a little bit different than U.S. in terms of appeals. Number 1, equal to U.S., both lines people have to disagree with the call in order for it to be reversed. If one lines person disagrees and one has no opinion or is neutral, then the rally will be replayed, reversed back to first serve. If one agrees and one disagrees, the call stands. The difference here is the use of appeals. Both lines people have to disagree with the call, or one disagree, one neutral, in order for an appeal not to be used. And in international play, we have available 5 appeals. U.S. rules 3 plus rally ending, or game or set ending additional. Here, no. You use your 5, you're done.
So in this situation, there was an appeal. The referee said there was a good shot. One lines judge said no, it was a skip, and the other one said it was a good shot. So the call stands.
And
game 15-14.
And if this were in the middle of the game, an appeal would have been used.
Correct. So what a great game to start.
Great game. So we're here in Santiago de Cali. This is the 26th IRF World Junior Racquetball Championships. To review, for those that have been watching our presentation, we have 18 different countries. They are Argentina, Bolivia, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominicana, República Dominicana, Ecuador, Guatemala, Honduras, India, Ireland, Japan, Korea, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, and the USA. 18 countries representing North, Central, South America, Europe, and Asia. Last year in Sucre in Bolivia, one of the capitals of Bolivia, beautiful city by the way, it was basically a Pan Am Championships because no teams from Asia nor Europe attended. Hopefully next year we'll be back in this hemisphere, and if Guatemala can build some courts, new ones, finish their public court completion establishment, then it's likely we'll go there. Colombia, this is the first time for the juniors, and they've had the World Games, the Pan Am Championships, and hopefully in the near future they'll have the World Championships. They are building a new public facility as well with 12 courts. So racquetball is good, Tim. Racquetball is good here in this hemisphere. What's happening in your old stomping grounds? Great Britain.
Great Britain. Well, not too much, unfortunately. England has racquetball courts, but they're on U.S. Air Force bases, which really limits access to those courts, which, as you know, anywhere in England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, there's squash, which
Correct.
is a dominant sport. And without the racquetball courts, you can't produce players. Just a little interesting note. We were about to start here, and the referee pulled the Bolivian player out of the court because he didn't have Bolivia on the back of his shirt. So he pulled him out and said, no, you got to change your shirt. It's got to have Bolivia on the back. And that's one of those rules we have here at the IRF, and we also require doubles teams to have matching attire. And we've had to pull a couple out during this week and tell them, nope, you got to go change.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it were a real formal call by Torres, Mercado would be serving at -1 to 0. He gave him a warning. It's 0-1 in game 2.
So overseeing the referees, you would classify it as a delay of game?
No, it's just failure to abide by the requirements, and
I see.
it's a technical. And if he did it again, he would be disqualified.
So
Actually, no. He did it again, he would receive another referee technical. If he did it a third time, he would receive a third, which is automatic disqualification from the match. 3 technicals in IRF play, automatic, se fue, you're gone.
Now, we've seen technicals here this week, but as we've noted, the kind of behavior of the players has been pretty professional. So what kind of technicals exist in something like the Junior World Championships if it's not about behavior necessarily?
It boils down primarily to delays. What a great serve.
So we saw a really high quality in the first game. Are we going to see the second game equal?
Probably. I mean, the talent set here is really even.
Yeah.
Both of them have been on the international stage for years. As we speak, Mercado's serving, 1 serving 2. Drive serve, ace, left side, so he's tied it at 2. We're getting back to the delays. Taking too much time for a timeout. Taking too much time between points. Taking too much time between games.
And we've seen some players hitting the balls after the rallies.
Correct. Not only is that an issue with safety, but it comes under delay as well. Backhand winner.
Well, it's
Manilla.
interesting he switched to the lob serve to the backhand and same result, side out.
Segundo set, 2 igual. Adam Manilla, Estados Unidos, contra Mario Mercado, Bolivia. Hinder, hinder, hinder. Repite. Primer servicio. Wraps it around, sets up Manilla, cross court, save, back wall. Mercado skips it in left side. Point, Manilla. Short serve on a push half lob, right side.
He's tried a lot of different serves this match.
Probably a function of his conversation with his coaching staff. Looks like 2. He's going to probably, yes, he appeals. He thought he got it. Looked like 2 down here, Tim. And both lines people disagreed.
What did you see?
I saw 2, yet our angle's different than theirs.
Yeah, I saw 2 as well.
Both players setting up well. Racket preparation, balance. Shot selection is good. Mercado sacando dos, sirve a tres. Segundo set. 18 años. Falta.
I think one of the keys here is whether first serves are going in, because as soon as he goes to that second serve, tends to be a side out.
But takes a lot of the pressure off Adam right now. So he nicked it. That's a great serve. Reverse. Back to the ceiling. Set up. Cross court. Skip. Backhand Manilla. Wouldn't really call it an unforced error. It was a great forcing shot. Intermediate to Adam's backhand side. 3-3. Empate. 3-3. Game 2. 2 bounces. Came with a different twist on that serve. Hit more of a jam. But he kept it up and the ball came out to Adam's backhand. He was able to set up. Great Z serve. Back wall. Pinch. Back wall. Set up forehand. Pinch. Pinch. Kept it in play. Gets back up. Pinch. Lot of left up pinches. And Adam was able to negotiate a cross court winner with his forehand. Point number 4.
I think this is going to go all the way, don't you?
Let's hope so for the crowd's sake, huh?
Oh, yeah, we're enjoying this. So is the crowd.
We'll take a break. We'll be back to Cali with Blaisbrook. Tim Baghurst here at the Club Cañas Gordas in Santiago de Cali. 26th IRF World Junior Racquetball Championships. Tim? Your thoughts, Tim?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. We take a timeout. As you know, Bolivian doesn't have a coach. Put you in the shoes of a coach. What do you tell him?
Keep doing what you're doing. You've been successful. You know he's going to keep pressure on you. So how do you eliminate the pressure? 1, you get those first serves in. 2, you neutralize the serve. So you don't overhit. Right there. Good pass. Adam keeps it in play. Now it gives you an opportunity. And try to eliminate the unforced errors. You'll be successful. There it is, unforced error. And sometimes it becomes mental fatigue. The longer we go in a match, the more the head disappears.
Right. And the larger the crowd, the more pressure, the more noise. And we've started to see some skips creep in this game.
So Manilla has a 3-point lead, 6-3. Game number 2, trying to force a tiebreak, earn a spot on tomorrow's stage, semifinals, boys 18 World Cup singles. Skip again.
2 in a row.
7-3. See. Not sure what Torres is saying. He doesn't need to explain the rule. Cuando? Now?
I think it may have to do with the rain.
Okay.
If the floor gets wet, they'll have to move courts.
Manilla serving, 7-3, game 2. Drive right, set up middle, down the line, winner. 8th point for Manilla. He's on a roll. Reverse C.
Great serve.
9-3, game 2.
I think that's 3 or 4 that have been won or lost on the backhand.
Ball was left off the back wall, and Mercado was able to end the rally with a right side pinch.
So my question is, Gary, you just basically get an ace serve by hitting a drive Z to his backhand. Why go to his forehand?
Well, because he put 5 straight points together, and he had mixed them up. In my opinion, that's why. Thought he'd catch him off balance. Nick, down the line, and great reverse. Pinch left side by Mercado. So he hits the defensive serve. He gets Adam to take it on the fly, and he has the presence of mind to end the rally left side. That's called talent, folks. Comes back with it. That's a great return. A lot of racket speed to get the ball straight into the front wall. 9 serving 4. Game 2. Cross court. Forehand. Tried to push the ball into the right side and skipped it.
Those skips are definitely creeping in this second game.
10-4. Adam trying to close it out. Goes back to the reverse.
Another great serve. Timeout, perhaps.
Perhaps, and no. Now, those of you watching, rackets up, that means the receiver's not ready. Collectively, server and receiver have 10 seconds to serve the ball and or be ready to return it. And if there's failure on one or both sides, then we get into the nuances of rules calling. It's not black and white. 4-11, game 2. See if Mercado can get back into this game. Z, right, set up. Pinch, pinch, straight in, pinch winner.
Well, even though he lost the point, he should take encouragement from the fact that he went to the backhand on a serve, and the return wasn't particularly good. He just didn't take his opportunity when he had it.
Correct. Goes back to drive Z, left side. Set up, cross court, overplayed by Mercado. Point number 12. Manilla, Adam Manilla trying to close out game 2 as Mercado calls another timeout. And we welcome Cheryl Kirk to our venue here at the championship court. Back live, folks, where Mario Mercado has just used up his allotment of timeouts in game 2, and he finds himself now on the trail end. 13-4, Adam Manilla in charge. Ace serve right side.
The serving's really picked up in this second game.
And a wide selection of serves.
Yeah, both sides. And he's also not taking very long between points. He's really getting on.
And there is game 2 in favor of Manilla, forcing a tiebreak. Manilla will serve the tiebreaker, which will be 11 points. 2 timeouts available. 3 available appeals. We'll be back on the IRF. We're back here in Cali. This is a quarterfinal match between Adam Manilla from Denver in the United States versus Mario Mercado from Cochabamba in Bolivia. It's tiebreaker. It's 1-0 in favor of Manilla. He lost the first game 15-14, and then, according to Nick Montalbano, his coach, decided to establish an array of serves which worked in game 2, and he won 15-4. So this is the tiebreak. Manilla's up 2-0 serving. 2-0. Tercero set. Set up. Ball hugged the side wall. It wasn't a setup. Pinch winner, Manilla, 3-zip. So Adam is coached by Nick Montalbano and Cheryl Godinez is helping. Bolivia, unfortunately, does not have a coach. Ricardo Monroy, who has been a Bolivian coach for years, is now living in Santo Domingo, Dominicana, and coaching their team. Ball's up. Adam keeps it in play, puts the pressure on, keeps it in. Oh, great try. So he's appealing, I believe, a court hinder.
Yeah, I believe so.
And both lines people agree with the call. That is no court hinder. One of the 3 available appeals used by the U.S. They have 2 remaining in the tiebreak. 0-4. Serving is Mercado. Okay, so he did not call the score. 2 serves. He gave him a warning. First serve, 0-4. That was a great serve, Tim. May have neutralized the ace that came. It goes to a lob. Back wall setup.
Wow.
Overhit. Okay.
And he knows it too.
Hopefully it's not going to come back to haunt him.
Yeah. We'll see whether he regroups because he knows that was a setup.
Mercado on the board, folks. Tiebreaker. Boys 18 singles quarterfinal. Cali, Colombia, Cañas Gordas Club. So, ace serve that's going to be appealed. Call stands. One linesperson agreed, one disagreed. Guess what? Not sure if the U.S. staff knows, but they've used 2 of their available 3 appeals.
Yeah, you certainly want to keep that third appeal for when it's really tight.
One of the nuances of coaching.
So now we've seen him make a big mistake with an opportunity to win the point, a side out, an ace, and then a skip. And so mentally, now would probably be a good time to take that timeout and say, you know what, let's get this back.
The coaches are probably thinking, what if? Short serve.
Oh, wow.
He'll
That's a tough
appeal.
call.
He'll appeal. Serve was called short. So no change in the call. Second serve. I may be incorrect here. I think they're replaying it. Whatever, Mercado's in charge right now. Back to the ceiling. Manilla, back wall set up. Pinch left side. So he maintains the lead. Keeps his composure.
It's a good example of where he was willing to slow it down. Didn't have to hit it as hard as he could, but just wanted to make sure he hit a good shot.
Great serve, back wall save. Forehand, winner, left side. 5-3, Manilla. Looking to earn a spot in the medal round, semifinals tomorrow. World stage. Goes with the same serve. So there you go. He came back with the same serve. And got away with it. Sometimes the best hits are mishits.
Timeout, Bolivia.
6-3, Bolivia. Calls a timeout. Our producer, Rick, any thoughts, my friend? Nice match.
I do
Rick.
have a question for you, Gary.
Our statistician, Tim, has a question.
Perhaps, or rather a recommendation that you explain how these players are selected for their country or how the IRF rules dictate whether somebody can represent a particular country.
Okay, first of all, most countries have a qualification. It's usually based on performance in specific events. We won't get into that. Sometimes I'm not familiar with U.S. rules, and there are exceptions to the basic rules. I'm not familiar with what happens in Bolivia. I just do know that it's a qualification process based on performance. Number 2, in order for somebody to qualify for a specific country, 1, they need to carry a current passport from that country. 2, they need to have a birth certificate from that country. 3, they need to be first generation, meaning their folks could have been born in that country. They are the offspring, they can qualify.
So it's one of those 3, not all of those 3.
Correct. We're back, folks. Mercado. And Mercado ends the rally after a timeout, 80%. Not scientific.
It's what we think, though.
We think. And since we have license here with the microphones, what we think is what happens, isn't it, Tim?
That's right.
3-6. Mercado, Bolivia. Goes down the same side, try to kiss that ball off the side wall. Short serve, second serve.
Gary, you have to wonder whether the score line would be different if the Bolivian could get his first serve in.
Great comment. 6-3 Manilla, looking to close it out. Winner.
Knocked paint off the wall on that one.
Yes. I believe the winner of this match will face either Moscoso from Bolivia or Mar from Mexico. Mercado, Cochabamba, Bolivia, 3. Manilla, Denver, Colorado, Estados Unidos, 6. Segundo servicio. Nick. Fly kill forehand, left side. I agree with you, Tim. I think he'd be well served to go with a different serve on that second one. Goes back with the reverse, left side, cross court winner.
That's one of those Z serves that just popped out.
Well, what happened was the ball hit the back wall before the side wall.
Yeah.
The angle wasn't there.
Looks like we're about to go into a tiebreak on the other match behind us.
Excellent. There's the serve that came in, sets him up, and wins it. 4-6. Another point's going to put some pressure on Manilla. I should say more pressure. There's plenty of pressure as it is. 4-6. Got the short and wins it right side. So he's getting that ball a little bit lower, flatter, just over the line. Gets Adam to reach for it. Not able to do much with the return. Now you talked about why not stay with the same serve. I wouldn't be surprised if he came left side this time because Adams lost 2 points on the right side. Let's see what happens. That came to the same side. Left up and winner left side. 3
Get
straight.
that serve in. You get that second shot, which enables you to hit that winner.
So timeout USA, 6-6.
Probably a good time to take a timeout.
And we will be back to Club Cañas Gordas momentarily. We are back. Tiebreak, 6-6. Boys 18 singles. Mercado, Bolivia, Manilla, USA.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting call.
So short serve call. There's an appeal. And what did Rodrigo from Chile say?
A short serve. Agreed.
Okay,
one
call
agree, one
stands.
disagree.
So Mercado's used one of his 3 appeals. Manilla's used up 2. Goes with the jam. Set up, back wall. Great pass left side. Let's review game 3. Manilla 4-0. Manilla 4-3. Manilla 4-6. Excuse me, other way around. 6-4, and then Mercado's tied it at 6. Wide angle.
Oh,
Ball Ball hits Manilla on the way back. It happens, folks. It happens to
the best of them.
The best of them. It happens to the entry-level players. We are all
That's why we see
humanos.
Professionals make those simple mistakes that we do on a daily basis.
Yeah. It's like professional golfers when they shank a ball every 10 years. When a professional golfer shanks a ball every 10 years, we love it.
That's pretty accurate. I'm not going to lie.
6-6. Game 3. Play to 11.
Is he going to get his serve in? That's the question.
Goes left. Set up. Pinch. Once again, the tendencies. So he's calling it good. It was a pinch, left up, and now Mercado's asking Torres, the official, what the call was. So we're going to replay it.
That's probably a fair decision.
So what happened was the call was legal return rollout. The appeal is 2 bounces before the legal return. Rodrigo from Chile had no opinion or didn't see it, so neutral. Salma from Costa Rica disagreed with the call, so we don't have a consensus. 1 in favor, 1 not. We replay the point, first serve.
We got a second appeal, I think.
Now we're making an assumption, folks, that the appeal was on the 2 bounce get or not.
So is that 2 appeals lost, Gary?
No. When it's neutral, there's no appeal used. Cualquiera, vuelve, repite, primer saque. So we're playing it over. 6-6, Mercado serving.
So the American coaches were just clarifying with the referee how many appeals remain.
Probably 1 remains for both sides.
That's a good example of where it just helps to have a coach keep track of things like that, because you can't ask for an appeal when there's none available.
And if you do, it's likely to be a delay of game.
Right, which is a technical loss of point.
Pinch, left up, down the line, back wall, cross court, safe off the back wall, set up Manilla. And wide angle, near side, wide angle. Usually wide angles hit cross court. He hit it near side, left to left.
And you can tell the crowd are really getting into this. It's really tight. We've got fans from both countries.
Okay, so he held up for safety. And the American team, the U.S. team, is beside themselves. Saying he shouldn't have held up. He held up for safety reasons, looking for an avoidable hinder. It appears the call by Torres is safety hold up. We'll honor that. Replay first serve. Now he's appealing, and if it's used, he doesn't have any appeals left.
Right. Well, I think he just told him he doesn't have any appeals left.
So what happened is Mercado asked for an appeal. With respect, Torres responded, "You don't have any, let's play." If there's continual verbiage, then a referee technical should be assessed to Mercado for delay. In this case, there wasn't. He doesn't have any appeals left. Adam has 1.
Now you can ask. We'll just wait here. You can ask, do I have any appeals remaining?
He's already told him, so in the case of Torres, he should say, that's a delay of game. I'm assessing a technical. He should be smart enough not to say that.
So he did assess technical. No.
No, it's 7-6 in favor of Manilla. Back to this. Okay, errant ceiling ball by Manilla.
We don't see many of those at
No,
this
not
level.
many. It's 7-7.
So just to update you, it looks like the match behind us is going into a tie break, and so all the fans that were watching that match have wandered over here, and it's standing room only behind us.
Yes. Mercado serving, 7 igual. Empate, 7, 7-7. Goes with the jam, and he skips it in. 8-7.
Well, he got his first serve in.
Well, Tim, he's still serving power serves, but he's putting angles on them.
Yeah.
Which gives him more opportunity for risk. It's not as much of a risk.
Right. It's not that obvious setup.
Comes back to the straight drive. And the timing has to be impeccable on those drives.
We've got Moscoso by the table watching his teammate. He's heading into a tiebreaker.
Segundo servicio, 8-7 en favor de Mercado de Bolivia. Zeta, Adam Manilla. Kill return. Manilla serving 7-8. Game 3. Best.
So with the extra
11 points.
crowd, how does that affect your play? Do you get a little bit more motivated?
Can't answer for these guys, I doubt it. Screen serve call. Second serve. Senor. High Z lob.
It's a good serve.
One of the few ceiling returns. Down the line.
Well, you see a little look from the Bolivian. The American was a little pumped earlier, and now it's the Bolivian's turn to turn around.
He wasn't looking at Adam. I think he was looking at Torres, the ref. Or he was looking at his informal coach, Ricardo Monroy. So it's 8-7. Tie break. Drive. Fault serve. It's either a screen or a foot fault. Second serve.
I think he called foot fault.
Front line. Service line foot fault. He stepped over it. Back to the ceiling. Back wall. Left side wall, front wall winner. Manilla. We're heading into the home stretch, folks. Looks like a timeout is called. We will return to Cali. Club Cañas Gordas. Welcome back, Gary Mazeroff. Rick Bladesbrook. Tim Baghurst here in Cali.
I think one of the challenges here is the referee controlling the crowd a little bit.
So it's a tie break. It's 8-7. Mercado serving. He's used his allotment of timeouts, so has Manilla. Manilla has one available appeal. Mercado doesn't have any. What's the serve, Tim? What's the serve?
Drive to the backhand. Nope.
Okay, goes with the jam. What a great serve. Caught him
Boy,
off guard.
Boy, did I get that wrong.
Well, he came left, didn't he? It's just a matter of angle. Snap through earlier. Get him off guard, get him leaning. He wasn't able to establish any balance on the right side. So it's 9-7. 9-7. Tercera. Well, it's serving to keep him off guard, nothing more, because he hasn't been able to execute his drive serves right side. Left side, skip. So is the U.S. going to use their last timeout? That's the question. And they don't have any. Match point number 1. 2 timeouts in the tiebreaker, folks. He's used them both. Goes right side again.
Boy, was he wishing for an ace.
It's time to go for a nick lob. See if Adam's going to take it early and overhit it. That's why I coach. And he wraps it around, set up, and great point for Adam. Adam's pumped. Adam is pumped, folks.
I think it's fair to say that this means a lot to both players.
I would say so.
As a neutral, I'm all for that side out because I want this match to keep going.
He staved off match point number 1. 7
only
serving 10. 7 sirve a 10. Goes with the reverse. Set up. Wow. Great hands. Great hands. 8-10. Ocho 10. Tie break. Boys 18 singles, quarters. He's back with the same serve. Great serve. Back to the ceiling. Backhand Manilla. Saves it off. Back wall. Back to the ceiling. Miss hit. Up front. Great wide angle. 9-10.
Timeout, Bolivia?
Doesn't have any. Oh, he does. He does have one timeout. Our error. We're out here in left field with Bob Euchre, folks. We can't see the scoreboard. So we've been told by Gustavo Jaramillo. Usados los dos equipos. No más tiempos.
So Gary, let me follow up with the qualification or representing your country, because we see a lot of players, particularly coming out of the U.S. representing other countries, because the U.S. is very diversified. Canada too, to some extent. I would encourage those who have parents from other countries who are living in the U.S. to contact the IRF. Or certainly go on. Oh, let me hold on while we see if we can finish this match.
Manilla serving 9-10. Tie break. Same serve, set up, wide angle. Okay, he's asking for a court hander. He ain't going to get it. If he gets it, it'll be a very, very huge surprise. Is he asking for a hander on the out-of-play piece of wood, which is out of play? So international play, anything above 12 feet is out of the court. If the ball hits it directly, then one loses the rally. This is match point number 2 for Mercado.
Let's see if he can get that ace he's been begging for.
Yeah. I go back with the jam. Let's see what he does. There it is. Came to the left side. Errant return.
Well, he got what he was after. It took him a while to get there, but